Shalom. I want to talk about the curses of Deuteronomy 28, and this specifically to Black Americans. Now, in addition to the physical and psychological curses that have been placed upon us as a people, we are also suffering from economical curses. So if you ever wondered why we as a people can't seem to prosper financially as a whole like other races do, I'm about to give you the answer on why. In Deuteronomy 28:20, I'm reading it out of the Sefer. It says, the prophet Moses stated that the alien who is among you shall rise higher and higher above you, and you shall come down lower and lower. He shall lend to you, but you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. When you break this verse down in modern times, it tells us that the foreigners, which is the Gentiles and other races that live in the same country here in the United States, that the Hebrew Israelites, and which is us, live in, will rise up the economic ladder higher than us while we decline lower and lower, to the point that we will have to go to them for everything. Now, as you know, for years and years and years, we have been told we're only 13% of the population. If you look at the statistics, how do we remain at 13% of population when other races have expanded to 30 to 40 to 50? Like the Hispanics, they have expanded to almost 60 to 70%. But why are the Black Americans still at 13%? Well, I can tell you one of the reasons why is because of abortion. We have aborted majority of our children. They have strategically, like Margaret Sanger said, strategically put it in our neighborhoods and have indoctrinated us as a women that we shouldn't have any babies. And as you can see, the last candidate that was what she was running on, reproductive rights, which is abortion. She's running on it. She never had any biological children, but she's raising her husband's children, which are white Americans. Well, for instance, the so-called African Americans have been living in America since the early 16th century and living in South and Central America and the islands since the 14th century. We have been in this country longer than any group of people, right along with the so-called Native Americans. Yet we have watched foreigners of all nations migrate to this land under their own free will and rise higher and higher above us economically. As a result, we have declined lower and lower, so low that we have led the nation into poverty. According to the Bureau of Labor 2014 statistics, it is estimated that over 2.15 million African Americans are actively searching for work. This means that 2.15 million Black people are unemployed and unable to provide an income for their families. On the contrary, over 1.5 million Asians living in America own their own businesses, and over 70% of Arab American population are self-employed as well. So while the Asians and the Arabians are migrating to America, starting their own businesses and prospering on all levels economically, we who were born here can't even find us a job or start a business. This is not a coincidence. This is a curse. In Deuteronomy 28:47 through 48, the prophet Moses stated that because you did not serve the Lord your God with joy and gladness of heart for the abundance of everything, therefore you shall serve your enemies, whom the Lord will send against you in hunger, in thirst, in nakedness, and in need of everything. This verse is telling us that because we as a people have not returned back to the covenant that Yahuwah gave to our forefathers, then he has turned us over to the authority of our oppressors, and as a result, we have to go to them for every need. And that's what's happening. We're going to them for reparations. We're going to them for business grants. We're going to them for PP loans. We're going to them for everything. That's the reason why we have these Gentile presidents. They're going to continue to rule over us because we're under the curse, because we keep rejecting Yahuwah. We should not still be in 2024 going on 2025 at the lowest level of a group of people. The so-called Negroes take their money to the stranger, which makes jobs available for their people, while the so-called Negroes remain unemployed. Only in the black community do you find every other ethnic group running the business. For example, the Arabs own the grocery stores and fast food restaurants. The Asians own the clothing stores, nail salons, and beauty salons. The East Indians own the convenience stores and gas stations. The white Caucasians own the rest, and the Hebrew Israelites own little of any business in our community. And we're not even talking about the Hispanics. They own their own ice cream shop, their own grocery store, Cardenias. They have restaurants, and they employ their own people. We don't do that. We fight against each other. We have the crab mentality. It pained me so much for us to still have division among us as a people when we should be uniting as a people. We have invented almost everything in the United States. Our ancestors built the White House, the Pentagon. They built all those statues that were created for our oppressors. We have made them very wealthy. Yes, they stole a lot of our land, but our ancestors given to them, and we are still given to them because we as a people cannot unite. And you know why we're not uniting as a people? It's because we're rejecting the covenant that Yahuwah gave us, that he's supposed to be our ruler, our king. If we turn our hearts back to him, like in 2 Chronicles 7:14, he's not talking to America, he's talking to his people. It says, if my people, his covenant people, would turn from their wicked ways and fall on their knees and pray for forgiveness, he would heal our land and give it back to us. Come on, family. It's time for us to unite as a people and take back what Yahuwah has given us.